like I told you, it became GTA in space all of a sudden for a single mission. Come on, huge jump, bro. Jump! What the Oh no! The space squid is here. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to SpaceBourne 2. Today, actually yesterday, there was a new release of a new version, 2.01. I'm gonna link the changelog on the video description below. There wasn't really new features, there were some changes, but there was around 40 bug fixes or maybe more. Some of the bugs actually connected with other bugs and created more problems, so there's some good fixes in there. There are some little changes. For example, there is no longer a crew button here. Now the crew button is over here inside the ship category, actually. And on the settings menu, now you have the option to turn on and off the guard system. I don't know if this system was out long enough to cause problems, but I think you can have monetization problems. I heard about Twitch and YouTube causing monetization problems for people who play games with gores and violence. So that was something I talked about the system on the update news video I posted this week. There's also a new keybind for the MISC being weapon, the mining being weapon. We don't have it yet on this playthrough, but this was causing some issues. There were some fixes to the input here. And the ship we built on the previous episode, it's missing some good weapons. That's unacceptable. Let's go to the Freelancer's Guild on 126. Let's bring up our map. 126, go. Are we on a Stargate? Yeah. And there was one more change that I needed to go to a station in order to show you with the consumables in the game. You know, those little items that appear over here. Let's have a quick look at the weapons. Actually, I think I have a lot of... No, I don't have too much crap to sell. Let's just drop what we have here. I think I'm just gonna change the 2 common bursts to 2 legendary railguns. Usually what we wanna do is look at the stats over here. What I like to do is grab high base damage weapons and low damage range weapons. Because the damage range is not about damage fall off. Some space games have this thing where the further you are from the target, the less damage you do. This isn't the case here. Damage range is about, there's some random factor to how much damage you do per shot. And the damage range shows, as you can see on this weapon, you can do either 2,700 damage or 3,200 per hit. But some weapons, they actually have very crazy high. Let's see if I can find one here. For example, this one, 33%. The damage is pretty random. I don't really like that. It's not really consistent. So I prefer to get high damage, consistent damage weapons. It doesn't matter very much, but I think it makes a lot more sense. And of course, for some weapons, you actually want to look at the projectile speed, the accuracy, or the hit per shot and stuff like that. But for railguns, it doesn't really matter. What I do when I'm not feeling, very creative, I just come here and look at the most expensive weapon and just buy it. I just trust it. Because it means it has higher parameters. Maybe it doesn't have the highest parameters, the best parameters, but that's good enough for me. Buy some consumables so I can show you guys the difference. I'll buy a new weapon system here just to squeeze a little more damage out of this ship. And I parked very terribly here. If you guys want me to try out any kind of loadout, let me know, because I can play with anything. I just don't really like bows very much. I think that's the only weapon. Oh, and the shotguns are really weird. Shotguns are very fun early game, but they have really low DPS later on. So the consumables is the stuff we equip over here. You probably know about that already. But what would happen before, the consumables would get unequipped when you changed ships. It was just a temporary solution. It wasn't intended to be like this forever, and the dev changed it. So let's change the ship here to the first ship and see if this feature is working. Yeah, so our first ship has no consumables, that's correct. And our second ship has consumables. Yeah, that's nice. Honestly, I didn't think this was gonna come in this version. Because, it's not really a big deal, this consumable stuff. I know it's not really a big deal in the early game, but if you have a mothership later on, motherships were released, that can be really a pain if you are flying multiple ships. Anyway, enough about changelogs and bug fixes and stuff like that. Let's see, we were on track, we were focusing on the story right now. We have a mission, the big girl, and what we have to do is to find someone that our team, our crew knows that she's kind of a revolutionary and she's good with propaganda. Where is she? She's on ATOC system on the Lion station. Yeah, it's a pirate system. Let's go over there. And we are back here on the City of Lions. This station looks very cool and unique. But if you play this game enough, this model is used in other pirate stations, but I really wish this station was unique. Maybe it will be someday. Can land over here. Just face plant the ship on the floor and it's gonna be alright. We have to talk with Alasia here somewhere. Just gonna go inside so you guys can see scenery. drunk people, everyone standing around. Maybe they are waiting for a train or something. There's some stuff here that may demonetize you, but we don't have this problem here for now. There's a lot of garbage. Overall, a very cyberpunk feel to this place. Oh, don't remember this station having a services computer. You also can buy weapons, components, and turrets here. I just don't think this place has a chip sale store. Let's go and speak to Alicia over there. Oops. Nice door. Sorry. Hello, Alicia.
Hey, you, Alicia.
Oh my god. I have to blink to make sure my eyes aren't playing
Oh, her
tricks
voice
on.
changed.
You are Anka?
No. Your eyes aren't playing tricks.
It is an honor. What can I do for you?
Explaining situation. Well, we need to kill aliens. Help us?
Who are you?
He is son of Commander.
The commander. Wow. Some big shit is going on.
So what do you think, Alicia? Will you help us spread the propaganda of our organization?
Sure? You wouldn't believe how long I've been waiting for this moment. I have dozens of preparations for this. Weapons, ammunition, ship designs. You can find all the templates here.
Oh, nice. These are great. I'm sure we'll make use of all of them at some point or another.
Great! What exactly do you want me to do?
I want to announce to everyone that we have gathered the Earthlings under a single flag once again.
I try to do my best in this regard. However, the scope of my radio broadcast is very limited. If we want to reach all systems, planets, we must first expand the broadcast area.
That doesn't sound like something any of us is capable of doing. Do you have anyone in mind?
I had a technician that I worked with for a long time, named Kold. However, he was captured by the Mortis some time ago. If you bring him to me, I'm sure he will set up the whole infrastructure in a very short time.
Okay then, where can we find the stack called?
He was at a Kryn watch house, forced to establish station infrastructure there. I'm sure he is still there.
We need to find Ikrin Watchhouse's blueprints to organize an attack. After we clear the space, we can get in and get Kold out of there.
That should be doable.
But first, we need to gather more information about the building. Therefore, we must go there as a visitor and analyze the defense systems. Knowing what to expect is important.
Yeah, I don't really remember if there is any differences right now in those selections here, on those choices. I don't know how far the developer wants to take the branching storyline. For example, you can say here, yeah, Anka, you go do this, like this side mission, this part of the operation or whatever. I don't know if there's any difference, but I'll say I'm gonna do that myself.
I think so, too. We should take advantage of it while you're not popular yet.
Okay then. First we are going to Ikrin Watchhouse. You dock your ship at port. Then go to the administration and ask something. While doing this, watch your surroundings. How many ships do they have? How many soldiers are defending the building? Check if the turrets are active. We will hide on the ship with Anka.
Then come back to the ship. We'll get out of there and make a plan.
Okay, we have a plan. Let's move.
Like I said, I've been waiting for action for a long time. Please don't die and take this away from me.
Looks very punk with this hair. Very nice. What's on over here? Room. Bunch of computers. Some sort of laptop. Some books that are updated. That's very high-tech books, you know, they get updated just by standing over there. Let's go away and change to the correct mission over here. So let's get to the Chara system 118 and see if we can find Kold. Oh, by the way, if you didn't notice yet, the motherships were released, right? And this station here is actually a broke down mothership. Don't know if people realize that. I just noticed that accidentally, actually, looking at screenshots, because I didn't remember this. If you look here, parts of it are actually like floating and destroyed. So yeah, this mothership is pretty much broken in half. That's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, there's sort of this GTA. I don't remember this mission actually. I haven't played this mission in a
Here
while.
comes the ship. Start following by keeping your distance.
It's so funny. There's this sort of randomly. I just like I really find this dev interesting. There's just this follow mission here all of a sudden. It's this GTA now. I suggest you press caps lock. And did you hear that noise? That's the cruise control. And you toggle cruise control on, and then you use the mouse wheel. You can see there on the right of the HUD. I'm just using the mouse wheel to set the speed for the ship to keep. So I can see here the game probably wants me to stay maybe over 500 meters away from that ship. Probably if we stay behind, someone will yell at us. Classic mission type in video games, right? Let's see how.
We are losing the target.
So let's just stay around here. 800 meters.
How many prisoners are there? I'm sure most of them are Earthling. In the future, when we have enough power, we can seize such places, free the prisoners and expand our army.
So basically what we are doing is scouting ahead out of a raid operation. I really like in SpaceBourne the first time I played through the game. I really enjoyed how the missions usually, they're not like you just jump into combat. You pull your guns and you kill people. Sometimes there's missions like that, but I like there's some preparation before doing a heist, before doing some big operation in the story, right? I really like this kind of thing.
Dock somewhere close to the carrier and hijack the ship.
That's so funny. Like I told you, it became GTA in space all of a sudden for a single mission. It's so interesting. Oops. Can I confess something? Every time I see this ship, I try to enter it from the back. It is the Huge, right? It's actually called Huge, but everybody calls it Huge. The cockpit is in the front, but if you look at the back, very weird. Oh, it's a turret. Like it's a turret like a bomber or something. I think this is actually a dropship or a mining ship. Well, at least in the game, it is as a mining ship, but you know, sometimes the model is intended for something else. I don't know how familiar people are with game development.
What's going on? What is happening?
So did we just take Kold? Yeah, Kold's inside. This is a prisoner. Oh crap.
We got company. Try to avoid their attacks.
The prisoner transport. I can't use the afterburner for some reason. Who is firing those cannons over? Oh, there are turrets in the asteroids. What the hell?
It doesn't matter where.
It's interesting.
Well, your ship won't be able to hold the attacks any longer.
Okay, where do we warp? Let's warp to the Stargate. We didn't lock for a minute. If you play in 4K, there is some UI issues. Sometimes it's a little hard to click on some elements, like the jump locations. Come on, Huge, jump, bro. Jump!
We are safe now. Good job.
What the fuck?
Your warp drive is jammed. Wait there. We are on our way.
I was drinking coffee, and I don't know why. Every time Anka says "what the fuck," I just lose it. Don't ask me why.
Come here.
Don't ask me why. I mean, his AI voice just saying "what the." Every time something happens, it breaks me. Oh, is my ship here? I really don't remember this mission. Get inside our ship. Friends are gonna come and help out. Try the attacker.
The guards are here. Destroy these ships.
Okay, let's stress up. Oh, they are level 3. That's cute. There's actually a key binding. Let me know if when I pause the game during combat it's too annoying, because when I'm editing it looks so bad. But there is I just want to give a quick tip here. On the ship controls, if you're like me, you're recording the game, I really recommend you change your control for toggle engine, the drift, to something else. That's easy to use in case you use drift a lot. But every time you press Alt Tab, the game goes crazy. I actually discovered some bugs accidentally that were already fixed because I keep pressing Alt Tab a lot to toggle on the drift engine. And there is actually a button here to cycle targets, but sometimes I think it breaks because of my, it's because of my keyboard layout. It's a Brazilian layout. The default doesn't really work. It's kind of weird for me to press. I actually recommend you change this. Let's see. I never really used this key, so I changed it to one of the thumb mouse buttons. I also changed the lock target to another thumb mouse button. This makes things a lot smoother. Yeah, see, I am pressing the cycle target. This makes things easier. I'm used to X combat, like X4 and X3, so having a cycle target button is... Hey, we kill everyone.
Attention. Due to a security breach, Level 2 security protocol is applied in our system. Please cooperate with the officials at the stargates and give them the requested documents. Thank you for your understanding.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you my documents.
All the stargates are hold. We can't use them now. We need to jump Itoch's system from here.
You're right. Jump takes much longer this way and gives serious headaches. But I guess there is no other way.
So now we have to make a direct jump to another star. Many people ask if this game you can jump between stars directly, if you are forced to use stargates. No, every star, usually when you look at a star, many of the stars in the sky, some of them are places you can jump to. And when you do the direct warp, you get into this weird portal here. So now we're in the space between the stars and our Etox. Bro, not gonna lie, this is taking forever. This ship doesn't have a very fast warp speed. I think, if I remember correctly, it takes around 3 minutes at this stage to jump between the stars. So let's see if everything works properly. And we have arrived on Etox. Can I just say something really quickly? I find it really funny how space games change. For example, I can just come here and beat my ship here. Sometimes I notice there is some shield loss for hitting your ship. I don't think you don't really take damage. And you can just throw your ship or face plant it and you land. This reminds me of how games were in like the 90s or 2000s. Especially on X2. That was my first, like the first space game I really played. If you just as much touched a wall or another ship or a station, especially a station with your ship, it would explode instantly and you would lose maybe an hour of progress if you forgot to save, like I did, because you couldn't save anywhere. You had to dock your ship or you had to buy an item that allowed you to save. I just find it very interesting how games changed. Some space games try to be still a little hardcore, but bro, not losing your progress when you're just touching another object is such a good feature of today's games.
Kold, I thought I would never see you again.
Me too. I can't believe you went to this much trouble to save me.
Nah, we just saved you because we want you to do something for
I
us.
should have guessed.
Can't really show code in this camera. Let me explain the situation.
I see. Sure, I can.
And I
help you
magically
with that.
explained it to him.
I can even do more for you if you want.
Wow, you can do even more. Okay, what is on our mind?
The problem of the Earthlings is that they keep up with the galaxy technology. For our case, you will establish an organization, but how will you manage it? I can also set up a communication interface where all Earthlings can communicate with you and traceable.
That sounds great. How long does it take to set up the system?
A few weeks, maybe less.
Okay, do it.
Great! Let me get to work right away.
Enter level 2?
There's so much to do.
In the meantime, we need to find support. It is not possible to collect the Earthlings one by one. We must gather those whom the Earthlings respect.
Like whom?
Molyax.
No way.
Who's Molyax?
A psychopath exiled by your father for what he did in his time.
But he is a good commander. At the same time, he has a lot of soldiers around him even now.
More psychopaths.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We can find soldiers, but it is too fucking hard to find or train generals. We need Molyax whether you accept it or not.
Even if I approve of this, do you think Molyax would agree to join us?
Trust me, he will.
You don't know Molyax, but he is very difficult to control. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's a little text issue here. I'm not sure you can choose already if we can take Molyax or not. I wish I had saved, but let's try not to keep Molyax. I just want to make sure. People
Let me
told
set
me
up a
you
meeting
can
with
do that,
If you don't like it, we'll leave whenever you
but I'm
want.
not really sure. I'm gonna do everything I can to not recruit him.
Set up a meeting with him. Let's see if he will show up.
I've already set up a meeting before I speak to you. He awaits us in the offset system.
Of course you did. Please let it be on the record that I voted against this.
Noted. Noted.
She voted, man. You shouldn't go against her vote. So how does Kold look? Yeah, he has like a little scarf over there, some boots, and like a little jetpack. Looks like some sort of technician. Very cool. And in case you wonder, the first time I played through the game, I played it too fast and I didn't look to the characters properly. I didn't pay attention like to the details. So this time around I'm trying to pay more attention to things. So we have to go to another system. The game keeps changing to a different mission here. Maybe we should do this mission later. Actually, we leveled up in Adventure to level 2. Is this like the 6th episode? And we are level 2 on Adventure. With Adventure, I think you can gain Adventure experience by trading, by mining, I think exploring, and doing story missions. Since we didn't focus, we focused on flying the freelancers, the bounty hunters, and we are very low on soldier level, which is like the ground combat part of the game. And we are just level 2 on Adventure. So what I really recommend you to do, and I mentioned this on my 16 tips video a long time ago. Where is it? This perk here, it's hiding here. I recommend you work your way as fast as you can to this perk. This is the most important perk because it shares experience. Every time you get soldier or pilot experience, it gives you adventure experience too. And on tier 3, you get a bunch of levels for free on the adventure. Like if you're like me, I'm not really into mining. I'm not really into trading in most games. Sometimes I mine, but just like to relax. But I don't really do that like as an activity. But I actually, when I played Elite and I played some other games, but especially Elite, I hang around. I had like I've made some friends there, and I hang around with a crew of miners and traders, and they took me to do their activities. And I found that very fun, very interesting. But it's really not my thing. My thing is really combat. Let's go to all chat. I don't know how to say that. System 107. And if I remember correctly, this mission actually has 2 steps going on. You have to wait for Kold to set up a system, so Kold will be working while you do this. Okay, here we are on the Molyax ship. I believe, I don't know if the game explained this yet, but he has some sort of crew with him. Oh, my ship is over there. With a bunch of other shippies around it. Molyax has his own crew. Don't really remember. I think maybe they will explain here. Let's see. And Molyax, I'm not really sure on SpaceBourne 1 lore, but I think he was on the first game too.
Oh, look who has graced my humble ship.
Hello, Molyax. It is good to see an old face.
Likewise, my old friend. It must be our commander's son.
Oops, there's no voice line here.
Drain, really? I like the updated version. You look like you have a soul.
Molyax, you have new scars. You look like you have balls.
Anyway, you know why we are here.
Yes, Inca mentioned. You want to re-establish the WRA, and you have decided to recruit the remnants of the old team first.
Yes, and we need you for this. Actually, let me say, let's try to be hostile towards him.
Me worthy. First, let's see if you are worthy of being a leader first. After all, These things do not happen with the monarchy.
What's on your mind? Okay, there's a foreign general, Kolar, obsessed with me. Go. I will not do your dirty
You
work.
should know, his problem is not only with me, but with all Earthlings. You cannot organize as long as he is alive. He committed a massacre at the Worldly Craftsmen Association lately. If he hears the WRA is reorganizing, he won't leave you alone. Actually, I'm doing you a favor right now.
Oh, really? What a good person you are.
Where can we find Kolar?
Don't worry, he's coming here. He thinks he'll catch us off guard, but we're one step ahead of him. For now, we'll wait for him to come here, and the moment he gets here, we'll lure him into a trap, and you will help us to destroy him. You know, prey becomes predator, and now... What the fuck is that?
Oh, must be your brain.
Sir, our ambush ships are destroyed. What are we going to do?
The hell, the shadows.
Don't worry. Just wait for my signal
Oh no,
to leave that ship.
the space squid is here.
Let's go to your ship. I can help you to that fight.
Okay, Molyax wants to go to our ship, and he says he can help us fight whatever the hell is going on out there. The space squids are here, boys. What can we do?
Okay, Molyax, we are out. Let's see how are you going to help us with that fight.
What's going on here?
Like that. No way. Just walk.
Ow!
We'll die.
Get away! Get away from me!
Sorry, but Molyax is right. We can't fight.
Those things aren't targetable yet, and there's many of them. Molyax actually betrays his crew and leaves his little capital ship behind. And yeah, when the game first released, you had this story mission, but you couldn't buy this ship yet. Now you can buy it. Are biting me, so I guess I'm gonna jump away. I don't know if these guys, these aliens here, have been on the first game, so I can't really think. Well, let's jump to this escape route real quick. So,
What are you going to do?
We'll be fine. Stay focused. I'm coming with a rescue ship in a few minutes.
By the way, let me introduce you to this brave general, Molyax.
Oh, I wish we had this little get-together sooner. I can't get enough of being lectured on my humanity by an android program to pretend to give a shit.
We could at least warn your men, so they have a chance to escape.
You never understood human nature. That's why your commander is dead. If I had told my men they were going to die, they would have smashed us to pieces there.
that's Molyax. Now I think we have to wait. I don't remember if they're gonna say anything else. We have to wait for Kold to set up the system. I think while we wait, and again, when the game tells you to wait for something, and you can see we finished the active mission steps, like we did what we had to do. When the game tells you to wait for something, usually the wait is not time-based. So if you just AFK, some people do that, they just AFK here for like 2 hours and the game doesn't do anything. That's kind of the developer's intent. So what I recommend you to do is, for example, we have here a level 3 mission for the Mercenaries Guild. So choose one of the guilds here and run missions for them. Just a reminder, the Miners Guild and the Explorers Guild are pretty early access, that are on a pretty early state.
Hey, we are ready. Come to the Brian Planet attack system.
So forget what I just said. Kold just called and said he's ready. So let's just jump back to the mission.